What's up, guys? Let's see what fucking happens. Hope everyone's doing good today. So they're gonna be doing the bullshit with Wes and fucking Sil. They're gonna be doing the fucking check-in bullshit, which we haven't gotten in so long.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, I was just asking. I go, this is the first one that you and I
Have
been
been
done.
on, yes.
Let's go.
It's
Exciting.
Wes and Sid's stream today. Hello, everyone. How do we sound to the people out there?
That's a good actually question. to
Fuck
ask right
both
off the
of you.
rip.
Fuck
Sound,
both of you.
volume,
Everything
everyone good?
okay?
Let us know in chat if we need to boost any volumes or do anything.
All right, looks like we're good. Anyways, hello, everyone. Super happy to be here and talk to you guys for a little bit. We've got some news we got to share with y'all. But first and foremost, it's been over a year since the game's come out.
Yes.
That's kind of amazing. We've got, millions of players. We've won some awards. Things have been kind of crazy over here.
Exciting.
Yeah, say
Also,
that.
the new game mode. It's
Yeah.
really cool to see everyone enjoying that. We're seeing roughly half of the player base and then some has been playing playing Rush Week a lot. It's cool to see you guys are enjoying that, and we're looking forward to continuing to see more people playing it as we continue to have fun with that game mode. And I hope you guys are also having fun with it. And also, right off the rip, you're Sid. I'm Wes.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm Sid, in case anyone didn't know.
And I want to give a little shout out to the boy Rob Fox that's on the ones and the twos over there running the show. What's up?
guys? How y'all doing?
So yeah, we got the hellos out of the way.
Yes.
Any other announcements right off the top here we need to get into?
I wanted to just give a super huge shout out to our community. We did win the Fangoria Chainsaw Award.
Let's go.
Which feels really cool because we are
cares?
Texas Chainsaw.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Jaquan?
But mostly that was all community voted. So to see you all rally, being comm dev on this project, and you guys talked to me, Andy, Matt, Jet. It's been really fulfilling to see the reception to the game over the last year, and including Rush Week. So I was talking to the wrong camera for a second. Oops. It's been amazing to see that reception. I love that you guys talk to us. I love that you share, all of your fan art for the Rush Week players.
Cares? Who
And everyone
cares?
who agrees all of the sorority girls are named Chanel. Shout out to you today. Just want to give that little brief shout out.
It is cool to see the fan art and stuff that's come through. And just today, someone covered Ross's work.
Yes.
So Ross, obviously Tregensit works with us on the music in the game, including Rush Week.
We're the ones
Someone
destroying
did
a
like a
beloved
metal
IP.
cover of the main theme, and I got to listen to that today. It was really good. Shout out. I didn't see who did it. I'm sorry. Someone just handed me headphones, and I listened. And I go, hey, that's really good. So shout out to you for doing that. But we love seeing the creative aspirations of our fan base that get inspired by the things that we make, and they want to also contribute to that. We think that's really, really rad.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of Rush Week, we've been talking, to you all on socials about how this marks a new era for Texas, and we're kind of going to be talking a little bit more in depth about what that means for us in this stream today. But as we transition into this, we do want to, say that we love how you loved Maria and Anna. That story being wrapped up and us being able to explore our own lore more in depth is all very exciting for us in the office, I'd say. We're excited to bring these new aspects of our world to you in ways that feel different, and tipping our toes in that with Rush Week has been really gratifying.
Yeah, it's a good point, because not that that we felt tied in or anything on the base game. That's not the case at all. But it was still sort of this happened in 1974 at this time period to this family member, this area, that kind of thing. It is somewhat constricting, but we still had fun playing in that space and pushing that, and we'll continue to you know, move around in that space. But the fact that we got to tell that story that we did, you know, over the last year, and now looking forward to what does the rest of that look like? What are some other interesting stories that we can tell? And then what creating the game mode of Rush Week allowed us to do is, you know, really, you know, spread our wings even further and, you know, have a bit more fun, not having that game mode not be as, you know, sort of
know if it's loud
serious in
enough,
its tone
guys.
as the base game allows us to, you know, do more things like, you know, the Halloween costumes.
Yeah,
that
I was
got
gonna say,
announced.
I was
Dumb.
like, in case you haven't seen our socials today, maybe take a peek. We released our Halloween cosmetics for the sorority
Who
girls.
cares?
Which are very fun. My
Don't care
favorite
about that.
Costume is the nun costume so much so I decided I'm gonna be a nun for Halloween.
Money
Anyone
grab.
who
Money grab.
wants to know. But yeah, it allows us to have some of those cosmetics that we hear you guys talk about a lot in the community, and so having Rush Week as this, maybe this is another playground and space to exist in our own lore in a different time period outside of base game is cool, and it's exciting that you all were talking to us about how much you liked those Halloween cosmetics earlier today. I was in Discord talking to people and stuff, so it's been nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Speaking of community talking to us, I know that a lot of people ask, what does the future of Texas look like outside of base game and Rush Week? A lot of people talk to us about Texas too. And I'm going to use this moment to transition and let Wes kind of explain where we're at with that at the moment.
Yeah. Everybody wants content from the second film. We want it. I've been in, I can't remember how many meetings now, but it's been a discussion.
They don't have the
for
rights
2
for the
years.
second film, really?
So even before the game came out, we were trying to secure those rights.
Oh,
and that also includes Chop Top. We could not get those people to the table, which was disheartening to me because, as most of you know, when it comes to horror, I kind of want no stone left unturned. I adore this movie. The whole franchise, I think, has its merits, and there's fun things we could be doing with them.
You have got to be fucking kidding me.
It sucks, but we could not get that together. But I do know that we're focused on
this game is fucking done then.
as much as we can do with this entire franchise, and we're going to keep pushing Rush Week into interesting places.
Oh my God, yeah.
So yeah, I wish it was as easy as that we could, you know, sort of just walk in and get it, but it's not the case. That film has gone through a lot of hands. There's been a lot of folks who have owned it. And the last thing I wanted to do was, if that could not be fully secured, that puts a risk on.
That is fucking bullshit, dude.
I don't think you guys want that either.
Yeah.
That's not fair to anyone to have.
So that's it. I mean, all made-up characters now. No legacy characters. No.
It's not going to happen. It's not the news you wanted to hear. It's not the news.
That really fucking sucks.
The best legal teams that I know, and that includes the rights holders that we work with for the 1974
Oh my
film.
God.
And, again, it was something we worked hard on for 2 years, and it's just not going to happen.
If I can jump in for a quick
Please.
second and say, you know, doing our due diligence here at Gun is really important to us. We wanted to make sure, like Wes said, no stone was left unturned. And, you know, we're big fans of this franchise as much as you all
Guys,
as much as anyone else. Me and Andy, we talk a lot like that. We love Texas too.
We didn't even know that they been trying to get the rights to the second movie.
While this isn't
So
the most
that's
fun
it.
news to deliver, I hope everyone understands.
What else is there to make in this fucking movie? We're gonna be stuck in the same year, same time zone, all made up characters going forward. The game's gonna fucking die. That's horrible fucking news. That's horrible news.
There are
Horrible.
other things that we can talk about that are interesting that relates to licensing.
That's
I'm going
fucking horrible.
To be very excited to tell you all right now that in the content pass, a lot of people have a lot of questions about that for us and like the cosmetics that are going to be included in that. And so I'm going to.
Who cares about these cosmetics? The last thing I'm worried about is fucking cosmetics.
This content pass, and we're very excited about that. But this also ties into some conversations about licensing that I will let Wes.
That is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, sure. So there's the rights to the original film, and then each individual film has its own rights with different people. It's a
more
very
cosmetics
situation because each one of those
cares
films
about the
is put out
fucking
by different,
cosmetics, dude.
distributors, etc. But what the rights holders that we work with, they own Leatherface like outright, and that's makes.
I give them credit that they tried to get the rights for Texas too, but why even make this fucking game if you're literally can only go so far with this game? So now you're never gonna get new characters. You're never gonna get fucking original characters for this game. It's gonna be made. See, they're gonna expand on Rush Week. They're gonna create different type of Rush Week modes for different characters in their own timelines. It's not good enough. It's boring as hell.
The last 2 years of digging and working with our partners.
Kwanzaa, I can't see how it would be part of the TCM community.
A little bit of leeway.
Not.
And that's exciting. That's good.
Yes, it's very exciting because we kind of get to play around with the idea of aspects of Leatherface and what aspects of those fit with the tone of our game and make sense. And, having that be in the content pass. I think is all very exciting. I know folks have been really, really wondering what's going to come of that. Yep. I'll have more news to share about Content Pass information a bit later on in the stream. But yeah, mostly those complicated conversations.
They're gonna write their own lore.
The legal space of licensing is never super fun, and
can't
while
see how
we can only share so
how
much,
is he a part of the community? Rewrite the universe.
That to you all, so don't be surprised if you see.
I'm already don't want to play this now. Like, what is there to look forward to now?
Yeah, it's
nothing. There's nothing to look forward to.
I'm still excited about the opportunities that we do have, and looking forward to showing that stuff to you guys in the near future. But. I think that's probably the topics of covering licensing. I don't want to go into I could spend a whole stream about what's the difference between film licensing, interactive licensing, and all that other stuff. And honestly,
why make this game where you could only put so much content? Why even make this? Why even make this game?
The future and things that we're working on.
There's no fucking point.
Some things in the hopper that are actively in development. I'm really excited to confirm and say that our newest victim and newest family member are currently being worked on. Those are 2 pieces of content that will be included in the Content Pass. For folks who haven't picked it up, when we do eventually share news on what those pieces are, you could snag those via the Content Pass if you'd like. The value of the Content Pass equates to that new victim and that new family member.
Yeah, they're just telling us to buy the Content Pass.
Like to say that we have a new map that we're working on that is actively being in development. We can't really share much news. And
no,
I know
of course not. We're gonna wait.
We're
already done waiting enough for fucking content.
But our socials are always going to be the places that we're going to confirm and announce those news and details. So whenever you ask me, Jet, Matt, and even Wes across our socials, just know that we're very excited to share these things, and we will do so when it's right.
Yeah.
Another point I wanted to talk about was going back to the Leatherface and the Content Pass. A lot of folks have been wondering where our cosmetics for the Content Pass are, and since we announced the Hands outfit and the Maria outfit, which love people's reception to both of them. I was very excited to hit post on those with the team, and they will come at a future time as well. Same thing where we have no ETA, but they are being worked on. We're excited to share, and I just want players to rest assured that that work's being done. And when we announce it, it's going to be very exciting for all of us. The stuff we've been talking about internally, it's pretty cool, if I'd say so myself.
I agree. I very much agree.
I'm going to use this time to transition into another topic that is going to be related to the game and kind of tied to cosmetics in a way. And I'm going to let Wes speak on that.
Sure. Remind me the topic we're going into.
In-game currency.
Okay.
And unlockables.
More not great news. Yeah. So we spent about a year looking at how can we raise level cap, how can we add an in-game economy, the time it was going to take to pull that off. There was so much rework that had to be done on the back end that what I didn't want to do was stop making things to put in the game, new systems or new maps and new characters and all the things we knew we wanted to add to the game. I didn't like how long it was going to take to do that. I understand it's a big request and people really want it, and I wanted to find a way to get
everyone's
it
at a level 100 right now.
For
in-game currency, guys. In-game currency.
If we had to go that long without being able to get some of that stuff in there, I think a lot more people would be disappointed in having to wait that long to get anything else that's new, because it was a complete upheaval of the foundation of the game, because so much of that touches so many different systems, from leveling up to using the perks in the tree, to getting attribute points, and it's like all this stuff starts to tie in. And it sounds simple to just raise the number, but it has to, trigger to unlocks and grab all these other pieces. So it was a far, far larger thing to tackle than we had originally anticipated when we first started to look at it. And then the deeper we got into it, we realized that whole thing would really have to be rebuilt to make it work.
Yeah, it's a little out of scope for our team at the moment. Game dev is a game of what do you want and what can you get. And here at Gun, we try to play that as much as we can. And scope is an important word here, because, as Wes mentioned, working solely on that system means that other things may not appear in game, or the frustration that players may experience with not being able to have updates to the game for X amount of time. I'm not saying that would have happened, but
I mean, it's more than likely would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would have taken the majority of the team to build that, and I made the decision that I didn't think that was the right use of time. When I know there was things that we wanted to do, like making Rush Week, for example, we saw that as a exciting thing that we could do, but also new maps and new characters, and I mean, just the things that we knew that, man, all this stuff is it's fun to play with these, and to see a new chapter and put the Maria and Anna sort of saga, we did that, and let's move to this next part of it.
Yeah, you did that, right.
Keep continuously to look at that, like raising that level cap was just going to put so
you
much
finished
stuff
the Maria
behind
story pretty nicely.
to do that, and so, yeah, I had to make the decision to say, we can't do it.
Yeah, and honestly, we've been working on some really cool stuff, and we're excited to unveil it to you when we can. But, yep, that's that. We're gonna
oh my God, this bitch is so. This stream is so awkward.
But I really think that this is important to address on camera, for you all in the community. Cheating and hacking. I would like to let everyone know that our team internally is doing as much mitigation as we can on the situation. Right. I recognize, and we all do as a team, that currently this situation is not very fun for folks, and it's hitting a precipice that I felt the need to come on here and speak to you guys candidly about it. So every game is going to have an ebb and flow of this, and every dev team is going to have their internal and external techs to keep that mitigated. And I would like to rest assured that we are working very hard to mitigate that. Our support team is super amazing and super exciting to work with. They're amazing people, and when you send in those tickets about videos, screenshots of what you're experiencing, trust that that's being actioned and taken into account and mitigated alongside the in-game reporting system as a functionality. So when Andy, Jet, me, Matt, Wes say, hey, make sure you send that to the support team, that helps us take action against those. And while we're in a bit of a rough ride right now for that space, trust that we're doing as much as we can, and we're working very hard to get that into a better spot for you folks.
Yep, well said.
Thank you. Speaking of work that the team is doing, alongside that, we're very excited. We have our next patch that's coming out next Tuesday, October 22nd. And while this is not going to be a segment where I'm saying all of the patch lines, there are some fun things that are going to be fixed, changed. Our Xbox Series X and X players have been having crashes on their platform. That's something that we're going to be fixing in our next patch. We are always excited to talk about Rush Week, and I know that there was a lot of feedback that came in. Sorry, I'm looking at my thing to make sure.
Boring.
We saw a lot of feedback about Two Hit Johnny feeling a little unfair, a little, not fun. So we've slightly adjusted his damage. So not 2-hit Johnny, more like a 3-hit Johnny. But we're doing that. We've had a lot of feedback about Johnny's lockpicking in Rush Week. So expect to see some differences there. And the last thing I'm going to make mention pertaining to Rush Week and our next patch is we saw a lot of feedback about the attic pool. I know you and we talked about that situation, and a big part of that was spawn locations. It's spawning too close
for the hook that the pole you use. Yeah.
And so we've made some adjustments to that. So hopefully that feels better. This is one of those situations where when you talk to us, it's important that when these changes roll through, you continue to talk to us. And so we're excited that some of those fixes are rolling through in that patch. We have some other things I would like folks to know that you're going to expect patch notes on Monday.
We're looking into the meeting we're not doing shit about.
And
only characters made up in Bubba, Cook, and Hitch, but they can't add shop.
What you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying. Pacing, like all those things, we like to hear sort of where you're at, because we have our own thoughts and our own ideas and things that we want to continue to tweak and work on, but we'd like to hear from you guys as well of where you're having fun and where you're possibly not, so that we can adjust.
Speaking of adjusting and having fun and talking to us, you were on stream a while ago talking about custom private matches.
That is true. That is true.
And in this upcoming patch, you will have toggles. And we're going to tell you what those toggles are right now. We want to be able to share that.
So some of these were from the community. They suggested this.
Yes.
We kind of put out an APB, so to speak, and said, hey, if you had some toggles that you could adjust in private matches, what would you want to be able to tweak? And we kind of looked at some of the the top ones that people were suggesting. And so here's what we're going to be adding to that. So victim health, half default double. So just right off the rip, it's like, how hard do you want this to be on victims? Do you want them half health, the normal health, or do you want them to have double health so it's easier? Family damage. This is my favorite one. So when they hit you, can they do half the damage they did before, the default damage, or double the damage?
Can I jump in and say that we played this internally, and it's
the double damage?
It is a time. It is a trip. It definitely changes the ebb and flow of the game, but also it gives this new stakes to the game when you're playing with people that you're like, I think if I play with this person, they might go and do this, and then to be like, oh wait, no, actually bad idea. It's very fun, very entertaining. I'm particularly excited about this toggle. So
same. Yeah. And when you're playing with just those two themselves, if you're talking about health and damage, if you went with half health, double damage, no, you're one hit.
Joker.
So you could literally turn it into an actual slasher movie. If you get hit by a chainsaw once, you're done.
These people, man. Wow. We're talking about private matches, and they're adding.
The other one we talk about is character abilities. So you can enable or disable characters' abilities.
We're talking about private match.
Oh man. What's the term for that? Vanilla.
Just running around. Yeah. If I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel as if people consider this like their version of a hardcore mode or
nightmare or something.
Hellish mode, where it's just no abilities, just everyone just go crazy.
Which leads into the next one, which is perks. So you can also say enable or disable perks. So those are two separate toggles that you could activate, deactivate, whatever you want to do. And then lastly is enable or disable the HUD, so you can kind of make this a more cinematic thing. A lot of these settings are just something that also when we were seeing that you guys were.
And we started testing. This is all about private matches. We're talking. They're putting you could toggle people's health. You could make it harder in private matches. We're talking about changing private match. We're talking about private matches with in Halo. What are they called in Halo?
And that kind of thing. That starts to get pretty interesting to us. As a way that you could quickly almost have a loadout, so to speak, of the settings. But we want to hear from you guys whenever you play this, which ones did you think were cool and what would you like to see more of, being able to tweak and, you know, if you now see how you can toggle this stuff on and on off, what else would you like to be able to turn on and off?
Yeah, that flow of communication, you know, it's no surprise that, you know, I'll hang out in the Discord, I'm in the Reddit, you know, Andy and Jet talk to people a bit more than I do, but when you talk to us, like, trust that feedback is getting to the right people, to the right teams. I know that sometimes we don't necessarily answer each person individually, but we read it all gets collected, and we really do want to give players as much as we can, and these toggles and the custom private matches are definitely born from that ebb and flow.
Talking about like,
and you know, things that we think are just cool to make.
What were they called in Halo when you did the private matches and you had certain settings? I forgot what they were called.
I really want to thank people for, you know, talking to us and giving us all.
But they're literally changing the game in private match, where you could take down the health permanently, or perks, or
of our key points we wanted to hit today. But I see that there are some questions. I'm gonna.
Sure. That's all they had to say today.
Right now. Let's see. I see a question here. It says, so no in-game currency means no raise to the level cap either?
Correct.
And yeah, to clarify completely, that is exactly what that means.
Yep.
Just to make sure that we're all clear on that. I see another question here that, could we ever get random execution options for family players, like equipping more than one execution? I know we've talked about this, so I don't necessarily want to say anything.
I mean, it does require a UI change, and I don't know that system is quite there, so I would need to have an engineer take a look at the back end to see, like, how much does this break if we were to do this. I do think it's a cool idea, and like you said, it is something we've talked about here. I'd put that in a maybe column, and is going to require more internal discussions to see. Like, if it's a quicker turnaround, sure. But if they tell me, you know, like, oh, you're looking at a month plus to add that because you have to change this and that and whatever in the UI, starts to become a little more time consuming than what you could potentially get from the other end of it. You know.
Yeah. Same thing with I think maybe similar answer to this one. Any chance that private lobbies or party up with friends can ever become a thing for Rush Week, which is something we have talked about here. We've seen a lot of feedback on that. At Wes, if you don't mind, we're definitely looking at options, but I won't necessarily promise anything for folks. But keep letting us know.
We do want that, you're aware. It's not that we don't. So yeah.
All right, we're gonna talk to Brooke. Sure. Brooke has just started watching it just now, so we're gonna invite Brooke.
Looks like
and look at this in real time.
Yeah, this is in real time. Yeah, for people who want like a little bit of a backstage, like what's going on here is our wonderful community rep Andy is sending me questions right now.
So as you guys are writing them, he's trying to grab them and drop them.
Watching this shit.
So we can read them.
Yeah,
you are not going to be close to happy whatsoever.
Nice.
But
I'm sure I
to shout out.
Wouldn't expect to be.
I know I've name dropped a few people over here throughout the course of the stream. So we have Jet and Andy. You can find them active in the Discord if you're
with
on
their camera going
the
funky.
East Coast, which is
I don't know.
We are.
And she's fucking awkward as hell.
Enters into the Discord saying like, "Good morning, folks." You can see them.
Well, they didn't want. I think they didn't want to bring in
Andy.
Andy.
Andy's our other community rep. I'm the community developer, so I'm a little in and out of the channels. So you can see me sometimes
they brought in the
hanging out,
female
sometimes I'm busy doing other things.
Probably be as mean.
Probably. I'm surprised they're doing this, period.
He's phenomenal. And then our support team that I know I referenced, shout out them. They work really hard with us on the...
I mean, they're already done. They're answering people's questions now, but literally they went over nothing for the main game.
Mel and Raj, so
nothing.
Shout out. We have a pretty solid...
They didn't talk about the main game at all. Nothing.
Just wanted to give everyone I work with
wow.
They literally talked about private matches.
All right, it looks
private matches, and they're gonna have multiple modes of
or attribute points for the
new game mode with other characters.
That's an interesting question.
Wait,
What do you mean?
Like
Multiple
like
versions?
creating other storylines
outside
for
of-
like
Oh, like Rush Week?
like creating other
Like,
rush
in
weeks,
public.
but
Yeah,
involving
probably
other
not.
characters with stories, lore connected to it.
That feels like
What are we
it
gonna
fits
have?
better in a more custom, in a private
Cook
match
at a
with you and the
fucking
homies, where you can
food
get in and
truck
make those
somewhere?
adjustments.
No, we're not gonna have that.
Now, I know
That's
there
part
was
two.
some discussion of what are we doing with Blood Moon, and listening to you guys on that, and
Please take
what
away
we- you know,
Blood
some of the
Moon.
direction that we
Please,
wanna go with
please
that. So
fucking
you-
take away Blood Moon.
you might see a few things that are what you're talking about, sort of in Blood Moon. A little more on that in the near future,
Yeah,
but
I can make mention of something.
Sure.
For players who may not have kept up with the most recent rounded patch news, there have been some lighting adjustments and fixes on the Flaming House Blood Moon map that you
Oh
can
my
experience right
God.
now in private matches for folks who may not be
Lighting.
aware.
We're
of
talking
that
about
news.
lighting
I
now.
just wanted to shout out.
Yep. So I wouldn't be comfortable with
Damn.
like the hardcore mode that is being discussed here as like let's just throw that into public matches. I think it fits better in
No stone left
Custom
unturned,
private
he
matches.
says.
Yeah, I fully agree.
But did we go into any discussion about Blood Moon and like I know there's some talks online. I saw people online
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, this thing is
Yeah,
this is
like-
cool."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how much of that we've like publicly heard from them and also talked about.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people being like, "This is a really cool concept and very."
They're talking
interesting."
about
A lot of people
nothing
about
right now.
What does events
Nothing.
in Texas look like in the future? So a lot of
Yeah.
discussions we've seen, just a lot of player feedback of
Got it.
some of their wish listed items.
Got it.
Which again,
Keep them coming.
do talk to us.
Yep.
And this is a
And
question.
how
I
does
can answer.
how
He
do
said,
how do they
"Can we
explain the
expect
leaked
another
voice
perk
lines? How
and
do they
skill
explain
tree
that?
patch in the future?"
That clearly
balancing design.
it's clearly
and,
talking about Chop
comms
Top.
team. We are all very interested and invested in the perks people are rocking, the metas people are rocking, your run telemetry to know how
Fuck!
who's our most popular victim character, who's our most popular family character. So you can definitely expect balancing aspects, maybe not in the near future, but that is something that we do talk about internally. And we have meetings all the time about, hey, does this feel good? Does this feel fun? We hop into builds and we play things and we're like, okay, maybe this could be tweaked here and there, but we definitely are aware of
Doing
the
our due
metas
diligence,
y'all
they just
make,
said.
and I think when Rush Week launched and we saw
Yeah, dude, I
that
think the game is
radical,
finished.
like just rushing for it.
It's-
We're like,
right.
oh
Not
that's a
going
problem.
anywhere.
yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely, we are always interested in that stuff, and yeah.
Cool. We probably have time for one more, but while we're sort of waiting to see if there's anything else that comes through, I do want to have a quick little micro announcement. This weekend is Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky, which is a horror convention, and most of the folks that are affiliated with the game, meaning like some of the actors and folks, are going to be there. A lot of the people from Gun will be sort of
In the
milling
content
around as
fest.
well. You may catch us at Nicotero's booth, or you may catch us at Kane's booth, or at Scout's booth, or whatever. You'll just kind of see us loitering about. Please come up and say hi. If you want to get a picture with anyone, we can do that. If you want something signed, don't be shy. We don't charge for that kind of stuff, so please come grab us, and we'd be happy to sign something for you. Of course, most of the actors, that's what they're doing to make a living, so they're probably going to charge you. But nonetheless, come find us if you're going to be there. It's this weekend. I think it starts around like 4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow and runs till, I don't remember the shut off on Sunday, but it's basically the whole weekend. About 5 o'clock or so on Sunday. So all weekend people will be there. You'll find someone from Gun sort of loitering about. And it's just cool to come like celebrate all things horror and check out like neat little vendors that are selling stuff, find a bunch of collectibles. It's a rad place to hang out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be milling around. You'll see me potentially.
You'll be buying new sweatshirts.
Yeah.
By the way, your hoodie game strong.
Yes,
today.
our hoodie game.
They both.
Okay, for a quick second, this is Laura Palmer. She means everything to me. This is specifically Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me,
Let's
which is on the
go.
sleeves.
So good.
But also, Your
Yeah,
hoodie is pretty chill, pretty cool.
I'm doing all right with my Profondo Rosso. Like, I don't know if there's any fans in the chat, but shout out if you've seen that and you guys.
And why don't they just fucking make the original victims in the goddamn game?
If you haven't seen,
why don't they do that?
Profondo Rosso.
All right, well this shit's fucking
spooky season. It's time to watch scary
movies. Make
Yeah.
classic mode or some shit.
Coming in hot.
It's coming in super hot.
Are there still blackout cosmetics coming for characters?
All right, I don't want to list these questions because they're just a waste of fucking time. First of all, like the main fucking thing is literally like going beyond this fucking game, which they can't fucking do now. So they try to get rights for they try to get rights for TCM2 for the past 2 years through a whole bunch of fucking meetings, and apparently this film is the rights have been like fondled around from person to person to so much shit they have to go through. Like, why even, like, if you can't go beyond this fucking game, why even make this fucking game? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, right, the more made up characters you make, the farther it goes away from the game.
Yeah, I'm just
one little tidbit.
I'm big into.
And then they're talking about private matches, and you remember, like in Halo, when you did private matches, that you could set like certain settings with health and health. They're doing that with this now.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to tell you. So you remember a while back? I can't remember what patch. It's probably been 5 months at least. All of a sudden, you'd be stalling when you're doing after Leatherface. We had to figure out how to swing correctly after that. Remember,
kind of keep ratcheting.
In private match, it's fixed.
So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, it's weird.
To the socials for some.
It's not fixed in the main game though.
Things real soon on that.
Yeah, announcements.
And when does that launch again?
That's going to be our patches going live on October 22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
Tuesday patch.
Next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's
basically
sorry
what we wanted
for
to come
all
on
the
camera and
fucking
talk to you guys.
No.
Unplayable bullshit going
No, they ruined They ruined the 50. They ruined everything.
But they did nothing for the 50.
They did no. They did nothing, and they won't do anything for this. Like nothing this month. Like we're getting literally for a content pass, we're getting 2 made up characters and a fucking map that they're working on right now, and that's it. That's all they're doing. Realistically, and good content. That's all they're fucking doing.
But now you can get jacketless hands.
Yeah, whatever. It's not a bad cosmetic. I don't really care. You have to pay for it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they could have at least put them in like fucking, I don't know, like drag racing clothes.
Yeah, they're like doing all this shit to private matches where you could take perks away and put health down on everybody and like make it interesting. Like they're making like private match like a completely fucking self-made fucking game mode. Like they're putting work into fucking private matches.
Yeah, the problem is you need like 7 people to
like obviously
I don't know many 7 people units that.
No, maybe a lot of other people fucking do, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I suppose streamers could maybe do it with their
yeah, probably. I mean, I'm just saying, just in general, I think it's fucking. But we got. They didn't talk about. They didn't even talk about the grapple. I mean, we already got news on the grapples anyway, but they didn't even talk about it today at all. Like, yeah, that's a whole nother thing now. I don't know if you guys saw what they're doing with the fucking grapples, but it's pretty much passive for fucking. Pretty much like grapple strength is set for every family member, but you can't mess with it as a family member. But as a victim, the higher you have to put points into strength to have a better grapple. And if you don't, then you're going to have a weak grapple. But certain victims have strong grapples starting out, and some of them have weaker ones. I don't even know if I like that much. Because now they're making people pick certain characters now. Like family members, no one's going to be Sissy anymore. No one's going to be Sissy. No one's going to be Nancy. Cook, surprisingly, actually doesn't have it that bad. He has like it almost halfway, which I'm actually shocked over that.
I saw a flaw with their grapple rework.
So
if you look at that chart, if you look at the victims chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 of them equal to Johnny. 4 of the victims are exactly the same. Grappling. The family are all different, tiered.
Wait,
victims are not.
I'm trying to find the fucking post. Where the fuck is it?
That's all you need to know right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so victims, it's going to force victims now to, with the grapple shit going on, it's going to force victims. So if you become a Connie that's not really good at grappling, it's going to force them to put points into strength and sacrifice other fucking things, other points to put into. Danny's a weak character. Virginia and Connie are very weak. Connie, Julie, Danny, and Virginia. I don't know why Leland's is that fucking high, because he's already got.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it makes sense because he's a male and he's more physical. So I guess I get that.
Why is Anna and Maria's that high? They're as high as Johnny.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's like yeah. So I mean, look, like Virginia's fucking annoying. So I guess I'm glad it's actually low. With Danny, we're glad it's actually that fucking low. Connie definitely, but obviously, like I said, like with the victims, they could put as many points in the strength as possible, make Connie the best fucking grappler, but they're gonna have to sacrifice putting points into something else. But Jaquan said, I don't care about strength. I still can beat the family with 15.
At least they acknowledged the fucking hacking.
Yeah, they acknowledged the hacking. So like Hands is, I mean, it's gonna be fucking nuts.
About Hands?
Oh, I'm just saying Hands has the best family grapple.
Oh yeah.
He's the strongest character, obviously. Besides Leatherface.
Him, Johnny, then Cook, basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nancy's higher than Sissy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that shouldn't. No, yeah, I don't know why Nancy's higher than Sissy. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. But all right. So that's the grapple shit.
So my Sissy build's gonna change then, probably.
To what?
Probably Spore Loser, Rubber Legs, Slippery, something like that. I mean,
and they're gonna have in-game currency now.
Well, so they say. When's that coming? February? Now remember what I told you? I said I'm betting that that the only time you're going to see in-game currency is when this game's going to end.
Yes.
That's when they'll implement it.
Yes.
Comes.
I think this game is. I don't think it's lasting much longer. I honestly don't. I really don't.
You're seeing anything past February other than maintaining the servers, because unless
they're gonna be off from Thanksgiving to fucking New Year's. They're gonna be off, pretty much. Right,
so they'll release. We'll get a broken victim again
when it releases
at Thanksgiving, like we got with Danny. Then we'll deal with that for a month and a half. They'll come and fix that. Then they're if they fix it.
Yeah, I mean, them putting out that fucking DLC or even putting out the patch on Tuesday, or when they come out with the new victim and new fucking killer, then it might fuck up other things in the game as well. So it might not just be, that certain things are the usual gets fucked up. The servers might get fucked up, but who knows what it's going to fuck up. And they won't be there to fix it. They won't hot fix it. They won't emergency hot fix it. They'll let it fucking sit and wait, and more people are going to complain.
Who cares about Rush Week? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're obsessive over it. Like it's the best thing that fucking happened. And now they're saying we're going to expand on Rush Week. Oh, all they're going to do is they're going to copy and paste something else, like another small little fucking house, and they're going to add some lore story to Cook or to fucking Leatherface or to Sissy.
You know what?
They go on their own adventures.
I don't think they'll do it with the original ones. I think they'll do it with Sissy.
Well, yeah.
I think it's possible
Hands.
they might do it with Nancy or Han.
Yeah.
We'll see for sure.
Yeah. No, you're right. They will not touch the no, you're right on that. I totally forgot that. They won't touch the fucking they won't touch the main characters. So that's what they're expanding on. And all they're doing, like even today, like they're making like, I don't know, people are like, they're getting actually good reviews for fucking, I think it's boring. I don't think there's enough to do. I
In what, Rush Week?
Rush Week is boring. I can't stand it.
Dumb.
It's stupid. If this was something added down the road, like 2 years down the road with a lot of content and like it was some side little thing you could do, then perfectly fine. But like, I don't know.
You know how dead Rush Week is? Like me and you could load up the game.
At the same, yeah. I see a lot of people on stream getting into matches.
Yeah.
People are streaming the game and getting into the fucking same match. So what does that tell you? No, like, and they're coming out with cute little fucking Halloween outfits and slutty looking outfits, and like that's all they. It's all they care about. It's just fucking cosmetics.
There's nothing to gain in Rush Week. There's no XP. No achievements,
no
nothing.
No, so you're not working for anything. And obviously the level cap, I know people have been talking about this for a long time. It's like, but if we increase the level cap, then the distribution of points, because they have no content out.
Yep,
no shit. No shit.
That's why they're not doing it, because it would screw up the
weird
perk system.
Yes. And because there's no no, that it's so fucking lame. It's so that stream was so fucking lame. So lame. Wow. That was there was nothing. They literally talked the TCM2 rights. And that was the first thing they talked about. They got that shit out of the way first. They talked the TCM rights. They talked fucking whatever, the new game mode, and they talked private matches. And that was it. That was it.
They didn't talk about any of the fucking bugs going on?
No, they talked about no bugs. They literally talked about, the girl talked about there's some lighting changes.
Or how Xbox players
got
after the Game Pass was gone, now Xbox players can barely even play the game. They keep crashing. I mean, if I was Xbox, I would be pissed.
This is the most like irresponsible type. Like, I have never seen a game build like this.
It's like they're in a different world.
I swear to God, dude. Like, no, like at least with like Helldivers or like even Killer Clowns, they do more fucking fixes than this fucking game. As much as that game's just, soundly just not playing right. It's at least they're doing stuff to the main game and they're fixing things every few weeks. But this is like, after I heard that in the beginning about, I just want to let everybody know, they tried getting we tried getting the rights for TCM2. I know we want Chop Top.
There's people who still don't believe them though. Mainly because of those leaked voice lines. How do they explain that?
I totally forgot about that.
That's why, on one hand, I don't completely believe them. But at the same time, you see the state the game.
That you don't think it's a rights issue. You think it's something like worse than that?
Well, I mean, I could just speculate, but let's just speculate for a minute. We know those voice lines exist. We've heard all of them. We've heard the family talking to somebody, and it's clearly Chop Top they're talking to. They don't say his name, but coat hanger on the head and all this other stuff, and wearing a wig. I mean, who else is that? That is
right.
And then even the leaked voice lines about, oh, you're one of those Hewitts.
Yeah, right.
Sissy,
right.
That was there too. So either they thought they were going to get these rights and didn't, and if these voice lines leaked, I don't know. They could be trying to avoid a fucking lawsuit like what happened with them in Friday.
Yes, exactly. That's probably why. That's probably why 100%.
I'm just speculating, but they they could have got a cease and desist.
Well, he said he hired like a legal staff to look into this shit for the last 2 years. Says he's had multiple meetings, he's had sit downs multiple times. He said that the TCM2 movie, the rights have been from one person's hands to another.
Yeah,
constantly.
Bill Moseley on 2 occasions is just hanging out at Gun Studios for nothing.
That's
which that's verified. He's been there at least twice. I mean, what's he doing there? Because obviously they don't go to him going, "Hey, do you want to do Chop Top?"
Maybe they have
the rights.
Maybe they have
in contact.
Yeah, maybe they have shit. Maybe they already created the character. Maybe they have shit already set. Maybe they record voice lines. Maybe the character's already done and they can't put them out. I don't know.
But even if they did that, that would still be a breach of copyright.
Yes. If anyone found that out and put the news out, then then the game would be fucking done.
Right. Because obviously they would have had to pay Bill for his services, right?
Right.
Right there would be they'd be in trouble. So I mean, I don't know if I completely believe them, but this is the second time they've been like, no, there's no part 2.
Well, to say it right in the beginning of the stream like that should tell you, because they know people are going to ask about it. Because this content pass has nothing in it. It has nothing like it's just a waste of $20. Like it's.
Do they even hint who these new characters
are?
No,
they said no, they said right at the stream, the girls said that they're literally being made right now. Both characters are in development right now. and they said the new map is in development right now.
Well, think about it. Well, think about this now. If you get technical, right? How many maps did we get in 2023? How many new maps?
Right? Mill and fucking Nancy's house.
No, Mill was 2024.
Oh, never mind. One map a year. One map for 20, not a year, but one map for 23. One map for 24.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we get it in 2024, I would think maybe next month. Who knows?
We're gonna get the map in both characters before Thanksgiving. I would have to say, probably, right? I mean,
it'll be a repeat of the Danny Nancy shit.
Because they're gonna be off for the whole fucking holidays. They're not gonna be around to fix anything until they come back and fucking in March.
Now we're gonna see like Donna and Nathan for victim. And
no, you were right. You said it. You're like, dude, you said to me, it's like, I'm not playing this fucking game anymore. If they come out with made up fucking characters and that's all it's gonna be the rest of the, I'm fucking done. And I don't blame you, because that stream was.
Yeah.
From all this shit that's happened, it's been 6-7 months you had a fucking check-in, and you go through this whole process, the amount of shit that you got. I mean, at least if they showed that they were humble about like the mistakes they made, I could, you know what I mean? But they're not even addressing not one thing that happened. The anniversary, the patch that was fucked up. Yes.
We're sorry the game's been super buggy for the past 2 months.
Yes. Like not one thing was fucking said. Not one thing was said. That is so bad. It's very horrible. And Gunnar Hansen would be rolling in his fucking grave right now seeing this shit. Kane Hodder should be fucking pissed off that he was even involved. Honestly, it's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. That's.
So there's nothing really new.
No,
that they've got down the pike for the main game.
They didn't talk about the main game at all. Nothing. There was no segment on the main game. They talked about private matches, Rush Week, and hacking and fucking progression, in-game currency. That's it. I thought we were gonna get at least a little bit more than that. I mean,
that's I don't even know how they're gonna do. I mean, how would you even gauge that, this in-game currency shit? By your achievements? I mean, because if you look at your progression,
there's nothing to get. How do you? There's nothing unless no. There's two different things of in-game currency. In-game currency is like going on Helldivers 2 and buying super credits from the superstore. That's in-game currency. Or in-game currency is you earn it through matches, and they create something to where you can use those points that you get from winning or losing, and you can use them to buy cosmetics, or maybe they have their little like a Texas shop inside the game or something. But I have a feeling. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know.
I mean, that's sort of shitty because, like, I mean, if you look at like go to your progression thing and look at how many matches you've won already. I mean, like I said, like I have enough XP to be 99, like 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Why do you have this XP beyond 99, but there's nothing there?
Yeah. True.
Why do you keep gaining XP on them? You don't gain XP once you hit 99 if there's nothing. Oh, but it's for the perks because you got to get XP for that.
Fucking.
I remember the last time we did double XP. I don't remember who I was playing. I think it was Leatherface. I was like, I'll try this build. I'll try to build these perks, and I had already did it. So I have to find something else.
Bro, I don't.
No, I'm just, I don't know. Here's the, I mean, because the thing is, I can have fun playing with friends, of course, but when it's not all broken,
yeah,
you want to look forward. You want to look forward to something. We're looking. So what are we looking forward to? To two made-up mystery characters?
I don't know, dude. I was kind of off board when he said that that TCM2, like nothing above this game is going into any other direction. I was already kind of done. I already kind of said I was done playing it at that point. Like it was just like that was horrible news. Yeah. That was really bad news. Honestly, that was fucking bad.
I don't care about Rush Week. I really don't.
No.
They released it. They're so happy. They haven't even acknowledged the bugs that it start. I mean, there's no fucking audio when it even starts. You kill somebody, there's no sound. And supposedly that's in the fix for this next Scarefest. Why are they talking about that?
Because they're gonna be there. That's it. That's the last thing they really talk about, and then they go into questions about stupid shit.
They have like 100 people dressed as Chop Top and go to
They apparently the blood moon map, whatever the red fucking map on Family House, they're gonna strictly put that map into private matches. It won't be in the rotation anymore.
Yeah, because it broke the game.
Yeah, they're gonna fix. Yeah, and they're fixing things on that map, like the shadows. They're fixing all that bullshit with fucking Blood Moon. So, but like they're working on shit that's like no one fucking cares about it. Like nobody fucking cares.
Most people come to play the main game. Especially in these other modes like Rush Week, where you technically can't go in a party and go into the fight. You know what I mean? Because they're so worried about people teaming up. But like, why don't you have a mode for these offshoot games that you can choose to have it be a private game? Since you're so into, you know what I mean? Like Private Rush Week. Why don't they do that?
I don't know, bro, but that was pretty fucking bad. That was that stream did not make anybody excited. Nobody. I mean, there's some people. There's some people that are like, there's some people that don't care and are throwing money at everything they fucking get from this game just because, I don't know. I guess people love playing victims and trolling family, and I guess that's just the meta thing that everybody wants to fucking do now because this is the new day and age, and what players that never don't even know the franchise just want to jump into this game and start acting like fucking assholes in it. So I guess that's the way that gamers want to fuck. But this is a major IP that you would have thought, like, when you put this for Xbox, you put this for all these consoles, you put this for PC, like, this is a major IP that's being worked on. Like, you would think you're going to come out of this first fucking movie and expand to other things, but you're going to be stuck in this fucking venue for how long?
Someone wrote a comment. What is it on wherever they were streaming it? I think it's pretty good. It says, "See, I'm not one to complain. I appreciate the transparency and ripping the band-aid about certain things. But again, why stream just to tell us that you're going to tell us later about the actual game content? Like stuff was announced. Y'all don't listen. Like
no, it's not even apologize or be humble about like you really like fucking pissed so many people off. Like, and then you literally came off of that really bad fucking patch, and then you released a sissy fucking cosmetic that looks exactly like her wildflower fucking dress,
right,
and like have the balls to ask people to pay you $5 fucking for it. Like, there's no sorry in this shit from them, and that's Gun's gonna lose a lot of. I don't even know. Like, I don't know.
You would think like if you're gonna go on a dev stream, you would at least shown something. Like you're here to show. I mean, what you're telling us about? Well, this is what all their stuff. Like remember, whole 90 days. This is what you're gonna get. That didn't happen. So now they're telling you they're gonna with it. They're telling you between now and what February, they're gonna have more of these side modes, like a sissy mode. Like you really think they're gonna make one for each family member? There's no way. They'll do one maybe for Sissy. I don't see them doing it for anybody else.
Yeah, they talked about someone asked a question about doing different like in Killer Clowns where you could switch to your other executions in game.
Yeah.
Like you could have you could literally switch while you're playing, and they said, "Oh no, that'd be." He said I would put that in maybe the maybe column. We have to switch something with the UI. It could take a month and a half to do, and I know Killer Clowns could do it. Like Killer Clowns, you could put 5 fucking executions. You can literally put 5 executions in game. You could fucking switch to any execution you fucking want, and they're telling us
personally,
like,
I'd be happy if it was just like say you got the execution packs, right? Well, however many executions that you have, or let's just say Leatherface, as you're playing the game, the system just randomizes which one you pop out. Well, I would be happy with that. you know, maybe it's not the same every time. Obviously, you might not get to choose because of the way the game plays. It plays a little different than Killer Clowns as far as executing goes. But even if they just had a randomizer, if you just clicked like randomize or something like that, then the UI would randomize how you kill somebody. Because it's actually happened a couple times when I played where like I did the execution that I didn't actually have equipped. But that might have been when they were in a grapple or something like that back then, something like that. But
yeah, dude, I don't know. It's not
side modes. I mean, like, and if they really are being honest, which they might be, but obviously, like I said, there is those voice lines leaked. They did do that recording. They did record that shit. So either they got some kind of cease and desist, or maybe they thought they were going to secure the rights.
I think they thought. I think they thought that when they were making this game. I think they thought that the whole fucking time.
And so now like I'm sure like there's probably like NDA if they had Bill Moseley doing lines because we didn't hear any from Bill.
No, nothing from Bill. Just
nothing from him. It was all the other family members talking, which leads me to believe they pre-recorded some of that shit in hopes that a deal was going to be made.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they had a leg up on it, and they would just have Bill come in and do some lines. So they jumped the gun, so to speak. No.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, that was one of the worst. That was one of the worst. That was a really bad stream. That was horrible. That was like,
I mean, to not even acknowledge the massive problems that have gone on since the release of the fucking puddle.
She's like, I'm not gonna. She's like, I'm not gonna go. She was like, I'm not gonna go over every patch thing. She's just like, oh, but there are gonna be some lighting changes to this, and
I mean, oh my all God. They had to say, all they had to really do was be like, we acknowledge that some things have gotten messed up or whatever. Apologize for that, and we're doing our best to fix those things. That's all they had to do. That's really all they had to say.
That's it. As
Acknowledge
long
it.
as you, I'm not asking for them to talk for 3 hours about why they fucked up, but like at least be
Right.
humble and be like, hey, we fucked up. We're sorry for the fucking that patch. We're sorry for the last couple the last year and a half of what's been going on and blah blah blah. I mean something
Be
like
like,
that.
And maybe to your Xbox players, like I said, who the the current state that's going on in the game with the bugs is when like when we played, we saw a lot of disconnects.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're on Xbox, it's because Xbox players are constantly crashing on this game. It's a bug.
Yeah, on top of rebuying the fucking game.
So I mean, they take it off Xbox Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they did then just now they put it on half price. Buy the game half price, right? So it's permanently $20. But now Xbox players oftentimes can't even play, or they load in and they're just crashing.
We're going
constantly.
to come up here and let
Like
you
if I was
guys know.
Xbox, I'd be really pissed.
Gotta share with
I'd be really upset. I can't play the fucking game.
Really
we talk about that, we can't play it sometimes.
Creating the game mode of Rush Week allowed us to do is really
But yeah, and then like this grapple rework. I mean, I can't believe months and months later we're still talking about the fucking
merits, and there's fun things we could be doing with them.
Crazy.
So
how does I mean they changed the grapple rework? Well, how does that change like suffocating grip, for example?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works too.
Yeah, I don't know. You add like you just I don't know like what percentage, like how much more powerful does it? I don't know.
They basically said that macros have to be available for basically people with disabilities. They said for accessibility reasons, which is true. But I mean, come on, let's be real. Not every there's probably a very very slim majority of players on this game who have disabled hands, where they need a macro because they can't click the button.
Yeah, well now hands is going to be vitally important for every fucking match now.
Yeah,
it's going to force players to be specific characters now.
I mean, what's the new meta? Is it going to be? Is it Leatherface, Johnny, and Hands?
Yeah, that ain't going to work.
Hands and Johnny.
No, it's not going to work that way though.
I mean, and Sissy, people been complaining for months. She kind of got a little better, depending on what side of the tree you go on. Right? When they did the perk rework, right? Where she can have skill like Scout, Wireframe, and fire it up. Basically, the old Hitchhiker build.
Right.
But then they make her the weakest grappler. I mean,
I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, the middle-aged Virginia is a better grappler. Really?
No, she's low. No, she's worse. She's worse.
Right. Yeah. Sissy's worse than her. Worse than this middle-aged woman.
I thought Virginia was worse, but maybe I'm wrong.
No. Sissy is the lowest out of family and victims.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Virginia, Danny, Julie, and Connie are all equal. So they didn't actually do legit variations between the victims. How good? How strong would they be? But they did it for family.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you where their priorities lie.
I don't know.
And it's I people are like, oh, the month's not over. Maybe they'll do something. Like, they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't been on a few weeks.
Not really, no. I mean, I've been busy with just working and shit, but
I know
it's like I keep hearing about this grab. I mean, yeah, I'm curious to see if the grapple rework, like, if it actually has a viable effect. You know what I mean?
We'll find out. I mean, it's going to be up to victims how powerful or non-powerful they're going to be, because they're going to have to sacrifice other abilities on their fucking other
Right, because
attributes now.
if they actually do quote unquote fix the endurance again for the second time for victims, because it
Mm-hmm.
right. So because when they did fix it, we were dealing with basically high endurance, max proficiency victims that were
Right.
just getting, rushing the battery or something like that in seconds. Uh, they might not exactly be able to do that now with the endurance, but
Right. Right.
I could see them sacrificing just because they're so used to playing with the endurance the way it is. I could see them just running that and just putting those points whoop, into strength. And Rapplemania's on again,
It might have. Oh, we'll see. It might. They can't do too much. Can't do too much.
Yeah,
That's the thing. They can't.
see.
And I think if they have a full fucking, if somebody's working a full squad and everyone changes their shit and they're just massive fucking grapplers and they're working together, then that'll work that way. But
Right.
it's not gonna work entirely when they're all separated, or maybe it's a couple people against you or whatnot. I mean, it might not work all the fucking time. So with fight on top of it, you know,
Yeah, which they didn't really acknowledge.
no,
They did make a comment on Reddit about stun. Still have the stun capacity. So I think they have no intention to change. Just
no, probably not.
you're just gonna stand there looking like nope.
Yeah, the whole fucking time. Yeah.
We're basically, if you're anybody but Leatherface, it's just that's the way.
Because these last few weeks, even the last time we played, like there was no point of going back to this fucking. Like I didn't want to jump on this game and just deal with that the whole fucking game. No,
Right? Like yeah, because you never know what match it's going to be that you're dealing with it.
like the whole like constantly just coming up to you, doing that, running back down, grabbing shit, coming back up. Like it's just
Right.
there's no way I'm putting myself through playing that shit. And every match will be like 40 fucking minutes if they decide to troll, or it'll be like fucking over an hour long because they'll just keep doing that shit.
Yeah, and now the
So
speculation is with their made up characters. Maybe they'll finally admit that these next.
admit what? I couldn't hear you're off your mic.
Oh, I said maybe with these next two characters, they'll finally admit that they don't come from the Bible of.
I don't know.
They said the other ones do, and I'm like,
I'm honestly really afraid to see what these two are gonna fucking be doing in this fucking like what their abilities are gonna be.
well, if you think about it, it's likely the last two characters we're going to get, right?
Like entirely.
Probably. Well, I mean, that's the content they have planned through February 2024.
Well, yeah,
There's
I
no mention
mean,
of
no, I
more
know.
characters
I'm
beyond
just
that.
I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna put in-game currency in there at the end, like that, and that wasn't even being said that was gonna be in now,
Yeah,
could be at the
that's
next
what
year, could
exactly.
probably.
That's what I said is that when they're done making content for this game, like big content for this game, that is when they will release like an in-game currency. I said that a year ago,
Mm.
something like that, because if they were going to do it, they would have done it already, and there would have been shit to work for, right? There isn't. So
Nothing.
basically, if you write it out and then want to play the game, then you'll have the opportunity once.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw that long ago. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not the level cap ain't coming because what are you going to do with all these extra points? They're not. They're not. If they're not intending to make a bunch of new characters, there's no reason to increase that level for
Mm.
purpose. Because that's how we would get points to put onto our characters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, then I don't know currently, like with what we have now, because I didn't buy any of these. So I'm guessing like each character's you put about 50 points into. I mean, that would still leave like 150. So then here comes these other two characters that they're going to create. I'm just averaging it out to 50 points a character, right?
Mm-hmm.
That leaves you with 50 points. Either they don't make another character, or they do, and that's the character. We got a third at some point, but that would have to be past February according to them. And unless they really have some fantastic shit coming that really gets people excited for more than a week, they're not gonna. They don't have more maps down in this. I can't imagine it because they pretty much said, well, we can't. If they're being honest, that what either way, if we're not getting any Texas 2 content, right?
Mm-hmm.
They really have nothing left to do. I mean, the only thing I could see that maybe they should just fucking do it is make a mode like classic mode with the original goddamn victims. Why not? I mean, if they did some kind of classic mode, actual fans of this would actually be into that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be into that if they gave us any of the original victims.
Yeah.
Play them. I'd play them a hell of a lot more than these made up ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why you came to that's why you got Texas Chainsaw.
Well, yeah, technically. Mm-hmm.
You know, but then you got these other people who
they were like during the stream.
Never seen it.
During the stream, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're done with the Maria story." You know, it's like,
yeah, really?
Stop.
Because you released her because you basically fucked up, so you felt forced to do it. Got to give them something because we fucked up Virginia for a month.
Yeah, and they
made it release Hands with Virginia like we intended to. So we're releasing Hands. Let's just give them Maria.
Maria just became a cash grab character that they just hype up, no hype up for the character to come out, and not even really a useful character in my opinion, anyway. So,
not really. I mean, she's useful if Grandpa's fed. That's pretty much it. But with the rushing going on, sometimes you can't even get Grandpa fed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're forced to camp objectives if you actually want. Yeah, I mean, there's two ways, I guess, in a way to play this game. You either try to play to win, like hard, or you don't just don't give a shit and just go around and do stuff. But even then, it's like, even if you want to do that, then it's over in like 2 minutes because if you're not camping objectives, they just blow through them.
Yeah, and then they release a museum mode where you find Maria at the end of the fucking game inside there, where she shouldn't even be in there anymore because museum mode was supposed to come out earlier. Makes no fucking sense.
Exactly.
It's just everything's just lazy, fucking done, just lazy.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be great if around Halloween or something came on and talking normal and said, we wanted to show you this. Then boom, there's Chopped Up and they just end the stream. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
They would get people back in this game. But if they've already made their quota for money they make, they don't really care.
Oh, they already fucking announced that there's no TC. They can't get the rights for TCM2. Then this shit's off the table now.
Right? Yep. I mean, unless they're just bold, just flat out lying.
Well, they can't. They don't.
People think they are. But.
Saying that did not say. If they were lying about that would not help their fucking cause.
No, it wouldn't
at all.
No, it wouldn't, because it'd be like, hey, sorry guys, yeah, we don't have any of this more movie stuff coming out, but we got these. We're making up our own lore.
And no, sorry.
And we're just piggybacking off the original movie.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So,
That's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible.
Pretty much.
Mm-mm.
It sucks too because obviously there's a part of us that loves the game.
Yeah, of course. Like, I like playing it, but it's just try to roll with it as long as we possibly can through all the fucked up changes they've made or barely fixing anything.
Right. Yeah.
I know, like,
not happy with certain mechanics.
I haven't played the last few weeks, and I haven't really fucking cared, to be honest. Like, what?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about like, Okay, so I guess like I saw the grapple thing. I'm like, well, I guess I should try to work up these. I'm like, I kind of would rather do that in double XP, you know.
Yeah, double XP, sure, but
versus dragging my ass through however many matches to get like a.
No, like to get
especially in like solo queue
to get low points and like get grappled the whole fucking match by teams of fucking people. Now it's like, no, I'm not dealing with that shit the whole fucking time.
I mean, if that's what they're intent on doing, I mean,
because family members are quitting. I saw a few streams. Family members were just fucking quitting and quitting. They're quitting as soon as they get grappled more than 3 times. They're fucking quitting. They're just like done.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you got, there's 2 versions of that, which is, it's meant to be a last resort, but you have victims literally seeking the family out.
Yeah, I was on Twitter I think the day after, I think it was like after we streamed that night, like after we,
Right.
with all the grappling bullshit went back on, I like went on Twitter like a few days later, and like so many victim fucking people, that main victim on Twitter, they're like, oh, thank God it's back to normal. Like they think that's normal, and that's the problem. Like, it's back to normal now.
It's a skill issue. It's a skill issue.
Yeah. I'm not pressing the button fucking fast enough, right? Okay. Right.
Yeah,
fucking joke. Like, no, does it make sense?
I'm not pressing the button fast enough when it takes the family twice as many presses.
No, does it make sense for hands to be beaten by a Connie or like somebody that's just no, probably not. Makes no fucking sense. But I don't know.
I mean, there's got to be. Personally, one of the things I would have did, like that I would have been okay with, maybe, right? With the close encounters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead, like if family wins, you kill the victim, right? That's how it's been.
Right.
What if the family wins and they actually, they win the grapple, they hit you away, and you drop the object that you.
You drop what?
Like say Leland's got bone shards, or Anna's carrying a fuse on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a bone pick, and she grapples you. If she loses the grapple, she drops the fuse.
Yeah.
Why not something like that?
Yeah. So you have to.
It's not an insta death.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, make it seem like you're taking a big risk. Like, there's no risk when you fucking grapple. That's the problem. There's no risk.
Right.
Involved.
So if people are mad about instantly dying, have it be you lose objects or
mm-hmm.
like that. I don't know. Because people are mad, like, oh, hands takes the fuse out. Why does it fall through the map? It just disappears.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What's it supposed to be laying like at the bottom where the fuse is, so you can just pick it up and put it. Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know. That was. I wasn't even gonna stream that shit today. Like I just saw the post. Like, oh, we're streaming in 30 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I'll just stream it and just check it out.
Or wouldn't it even be great? I think me and B were talking about this. I'm about Killer Clowns. He was like, yeah, it'd actually be kind of cool if they had like an escape, like you're the last survivor, kind of like in Killer Clowns where there's a time limit and something happens that would allow you to still escape if you didn't have anything open. Kind of like that, the brothers coming in with the ice cream truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
And I said, sure. I'm like, why they could do that on like 2 or 3 maps: gas station, family house, Nancy house. Where like, if you're the last survivor, if you can get to the fucking gate up front, a fucking truck pulls up and you jump in just like the movie and get away. That would be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, like a truck pulling up, you just get to the back of the tail bed and it does this animation where you just jump in the back, and that'd be pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus the 3 victims dying and the last one just teabagging in the basement, then jumping down the well in DC. You know what I mean? They still have a chance to get away.
Yeah, right.
But I guess that'd be too.
I mean, we could test it out Tuesday and check it out.
Yeah, that's when it is. Yeah, but the big question is, here comes the fix. What's going to get broke?
Yeah, I know. In the process, right. That's the fucking problem, right?
And then since I figured out, because I was just doing it, and I did the overhead and automatic, and just the automatic swing after like we used to do. Install once doing that, but you do it in public match, it does. So therefore, it's leading me to believe some of the things we might test in private match might not translate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I was like, yeah, we should go test the grapples out in private. It might be correct, it might not be. We don't know because it's like two different builds,
Yeah.
But I guess we'll just have to see during play. We'll see how many people are reluctant to grapple, or if they're, if we're just gonna see like Leland, Anna, Maria, and Sunny, and that's gonna be victim. Which I can't imagine because Connie's always been. She's the number one victim for sure. In my opinion, she's got the best ability out of all of them.
Right.
I mean, that's why when we see, like, if we see, I mean, it doesn't matter what the lineup is, but if we see a Connie and a Daddy in the lineup, we know the two we need to get rid
of. Right.
The other ones not so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's kind of sad, but that's how it is. One can just instantly open an area and basically can hold an exit open forever.
That's something we've talked about here.
Obviously, those are the two priorities.
I put that in a maybe column.
We'll have to see, man.
Yeah, it ain't looking great. It looks like it's like after this year, the game's gonna be fucking done. Like after like February.
Done. If they make their quota of content till February, up until February, right? Because which would go with what he said when he tweeted a while back, planning content in the 2025.
Yeah.
Right? So technically, that would be. I mean, if they're going to end anything, at least give us between now and then 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know what the next map's going
to be. I don't know either. It's going to be a same fucking setting, different building.
I mean, if they're looking at, exactly. If they're looking at the old, I mean, have it be the fucking graveyard or something. What I mean, something. Have it be the graveyard. Have it be. I mean, I don't know what else that be at this
point. I don't know.
Why not the graveyard with the old Franklin place, like somehow connected near it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, I think people would love to see that, like the old Frank. Then now you have this fucking rickety rundown house you can go through and shit.
Right.
They could expand on actually what's in the house, kind of like they did with Family House, Because really in the movie we really only see the left half of the house. The whole right side of the house was closed off where people were living.
Right.
So they had to make up what was kind of in the rest of it. Game, and I thought they did great with that. You could do the same with the old Franklin place,
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe those weird bones that Franklin finds hanging around is actually like Leland or some shit.
I don't know. I'm losing interest beyond fucking quick, very quick.
I hear you.
Today.
I hear you. I mean, yeah, they had nothing really of super substance.
There's even players playing on PC today. There's like over 560 people playing, and that's actually pretty fucking high for. It's only because of this stream and what went on, and people were on the game today, like figuring they were gonna get some good fucking news today. But I think that's the only reason why.
I would like to. I don't know how they would do it, but I would love to see the numbers of people playing main game versus rush week.